second quarter. Chris Miller, Tony Massenberg filling in for Drew Gooden, Megan McPeak, and Devin Booker.
It's a tough shot right there in transition. If you're Keyshawn George, you're going back. Devin Booker pulls up from deep as he's prone to do. But the three-pointers have been deadly for the Suns.
4 of 7 so far in the game. There's going to be a whistle. That'll be on Plumlee, and already you'll appreciate this, where I said, you know what, Jonas, the way you played, man, you could have played in the 80s and the 90s. He said, no, I'm good. I'm good where I am right now. Let me be one of the only physical ones.
Ability to stretch the floor as well.
Plumlee handing it over to Booker. Booker on a pull-up jumper, pure. Came in averaging 25 a night. Tough drive by
Offensive side.
Carrington cutting into this Suns lead. Booker front rims that one. Rebounded by George. Keyshawn over to Valanciunas. JV inside on Plumlee.
And Doc JV when he's trying to get downhill.
Valanciunas is averaging 13 points, almost 10 rebounds versus Western Conference teams this season. You think he's got some data on him?
So, hey, listen. JV's the guy that's going to read that scouting report.
Plumlee.
Shooters off the screen and roll.
Monte Morris already with 4 of Phoenix's 13 assists. Royce O'Neal in the game for Phoenix. As Carrington can't make that three-pointer. Monte inside, no look back. Pass there to Booker, but it was blocked by JV.
That's excellent help defense right there by Jonas.
Keyshawn in the corner.
Using defense to generate some offense. Get a bucket right there from Keyshawn George off the block of Jonas Valanciunas.
Morris goes back door, loses the handle, and then he turns it over. Keyshawn, do it again. Why not, young fella?
Plenty of time to catch and shoot.
Allen, this three is touching. That ends an 11-2 run. Kuz on the drive. Tried to pass it to JV. Errant pass. Allen slams it home.
In a major way, but also they're involved in this community. And the community 29. Now, the goal is unity, you know, to turn to each other and not turn on each other. So we're grateful to have others across our nation.
Andrea, when you look at sports and the platform that it offers, and you look at what
reminds them that they are, that the players see them, particularly that they're important to the team.
And I'll leave the last question for you, Martin Luther King III. When you think of 100 million hours, for folks who may be at home watching this or may see it on social media and they want to get involved with Realize the Dream, how can they?
Go to realizethedream.org, and everything is there online. Technology is the order of the day, and so we encourage you. That's the easiest way to find out. There's tells you the programs or whatever you can do to volunteer. Because we're not telling people, hey, go do this specific assignment. Do what speaks to your heart in terms of the kind of community that you want to create. And volunteering is how it comes to fruition.
Thank you to both of you for your time and for everything that you're doing. And here's to 100 million hours.
100 for 100.
Looking forward to that. All the hours that we can do in this community to make sure that we get it for Dr. King's legacy. We're all for it. And just a reminder, the NBA celebrates Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s pursuit of racial, social, and economic justice. Interview with Megan, we saw Keyshawn George and Ryan Dunn go at each other, and they're familiar with one another, ACC foes. Keyshawn played at Miami, Ryan Dunn at the University of Virginia.
Still trying to get used to Miami being in the ACC.
Exactly.
Not the ACC that I grew up with.
Second chance opportunity here for Phoenix. And another three goes up and good. Already 4 or 5 from downtown.
And this is what Grayson Allen has made his living. Knocking down wide open shots.
Suns have got numbers. Dunn passing it over to Satu. Saw scoring.
Struggled a little bit from the three-point line, but he's been very consistent.
Champagnie with a steal. Loses the handle as it's taken away by Tyus. two former Wizard point guards have combined for
Wizards getting an opportunity to play, but in my opinion, they have outplayed his draft position. And I can say the same thing about Bub at 14.
learn the game instead of just sitting on the bench, because you learn better when you're playing. I'm only speaking for the best application was actually
Be in it in order to understand what it's really about. It's one thing to sit on the bench and have coaches taking notes, consciously and subconsciously, and that's really the best way to learn. It's just
that already. So congratulations to JP. And in terms of three-point shooting, he hit a three, so he's 8.
You know, I'm loving everything that he's done. He's gotten more efficient. He's become a better passer, become a better leader. And again, we've already talked about what he's done on the defensive side of things. So I just think Jordan Poole is really benefiting the Washington Wizards, being the type of leader that you hope he'd be.
The rookie Ryan Dunn's got 7 points. And Bilal goes goal. He's got 5 points. Keyshawn nearly got that steal. Good deflection. Another cut there.
Communication for the Wizards on the defensive side. Got to be talking to each other a little bit more on the defensive end.
I know this Suns organization is really pleased with the way Ryan Dunn has kind of incorporated himself into this veteran group. Kevin Durant off the mark. Second chance opportunity. Second chance at a 3 for KD. Good defense there by Sarr. So that live in-game reps that Alex is getting now against one of the greatest scorers that's ever lived is invaluable.
Oh, you can't replicate that. I mean, there is no cheat code for trying to guard a guy like Kevin Durant. You just have to be out there. And
with you, as you saw that for the first time.
And the honor was mine. It was really, I think, more impactful to be along with that tour with you, because you were giving me side information with regards to some of the great civil rights leaders, not just Dr. King and what he meant, but evolution. And it was very impactful for me because I grew up learning this stuff in school, even though I grew up in Canada, but to also have the impact that it had on you as a young man as you were growing up in it and learning from it and learning from your aunt and your mom and your grandma, and then sharing that information.
To the Lorraine Motel, because it's really important, because I was taught how important the civil rights movement is and was. And for you, living in Memphis, what was that like?
well, to be a part of that community and get to see some of these things firsthand and just really indulge yourself in the history and the struggle, you know, that a lot of people were facing, and to hear some of the stories from people that you would meet who were older, obviously, and living in that time. It's a real testament to how far we have come. And yes, we still have work to do, but certainly the people that have paved the way and put themselves in harm's way in the process, like Dr. King, should be celebrated.
Corner 3 by Poole at 14. It's part of a 7-0 Wizards run. Koulibaly with a steal. Ladies and gentlemen, free and clear for takeoff. Just can get another stop and get back into this game. Good hands there by Poole in the passing lane. Ahead to the rookie, Sarr. Nice sidestep and rocks it with 2 hands.
That Euro step.
Alex now in double figures. Wizards have cut into this lead. KD.
And I think it's important right now that the Wizards continue to, it's definitely worked in their favor.
Sarr inside, swinging it out. Bub lines his feet. Ran on the rim. It's a rebound. Washington now shooting 50% from the field.
And a huge part of that is because of how active they've been on the defensive side, forcing some turnovers and getting some points off the fast break.
8 seconds separating shot and game clock. Tyus swinging it over. Book knocks down his 3.
And Bub Carrington's going to learn you got to close out a little bit faster on a shooter like Devin Booker.
JP to close the second quarter. Steps through 2 Suns. Get down. Washington